Hi there, and welcome to Rentella, something about everything. 2020. Huh. Let's talk about the Kozhikode Plane crash, the one that happened in the state of Kerala this year. 2020 has been a very tough year for all of us, right? Yeah, we can understand. But before that, let's travel back to 2010. The Air India Express 812 flight crash landed in Mangalore. Now, what was more shocking than that? The plane was crashed due to pilot's error. The captain, Zlatko Glisica, had over 10,000 hours of flying experience and 3 decades of flying before crash landing this aircraft. Now, that is not a very usual thing to happen, right? Basically, to land an aircraft, you need to know 3 things. One is the approach to landing, the speed to maintain, and the angle of landing. If there's anything wrong with them, you check the weather conditions, if it's clear or if it's raining. You check the runway space available, and they check the crosswind before taking a decision. The Mangalore runway is very special. Only a captain and not a co-pilot can take off or land there. Now, why is that? It's because it's risky and it's a tabletop runway. Now, what is a tabletop runway? It is a kind of a runway where both sides are covered in valleys and the flat landing spot available is the landing spot. Now, it is very confusing. It causes optical illusions, a lack of visibility, and an interference in judgment of the pilot. Even a lighthouse can distract you, so that's a very tough thing to do. Now, a captain has decades of experience, various certifications, and a specific clearance to land at tabletop runways. The captain should have been able to take care of the situation. Still, the plane crashed, killing 158 people of 166 on board by overshooting the runway. A very fatal accident. Guess which other airport is classified as a tabletop runway? Yeah, the Kozhikode Airport runway. Yes, right there. Let's dig deep on what happened. Was it pilot's error? Has Mangalore 2010 not taught us any lessons? First, let's decode what happened on that fateful night. On 7th August 2020, around 7:41 pm, under bad weather conditions with rain, the airport had poor visibility and the plane went 2 times around it, finding difficult to land. The third time, the captain supposedly made a late touch to the ground that caused the plane to overshoot the runway. Let's break up the scenario into 2. What was their alternative in the air and on the ground? In the air, they had 2 options. 1, they could have waited till they've got better weather conditions and circle around the airport. Or the second one, they could have diverted to another airport nearby for emergency landing. But once on the ground, they had only one option. There is a safety measure that is in the runway for stopping overshooting planes, and it's called as a runway end safety area or RESA. Now, that spot there is called as the RESA. It's a small strip that allows overshooting planes to lower their speed and come to a complete stop. The plane in Kozhikode broke past that too and fell into the gulf below. See, right there. Now, that is very shocking to all of us. Thankfully, it was raining, which prevented the aircraft from catching fire, like the Mangalore one in 2010, which actually averted a catastrophe. Now, debunking some myths regarding that, there was no question about the pilot's competence, there was no crosswind to push the plane down, there was no problems with the plane prior to landing, and it was not possible to take off right after landing down. Now, what caused the crash? Let's find out. The pilot knew the margin for error was less, there was poor landing conditions, and there was enough safety measures for landing, but the accident just happened. After all that has happened, the locals and the fire responders deserve a huge salute for all their efforts in saving a lot of lives that day. Now, this Make sure that empathy is the best thing that can make worse days better and it can make a human complete. Now, in conclusion, we believe that the captain did everything he could, but it just wasn't enough. Now, it isn't a perfect answer, but sometimes that's just the way life is. Hopefully, the margin for aviation safety is improved so such an incident never repeats. Rest in peace to all souls lost in the crash. Until next time, take care and stay safe.